Hi everybody, and welcome to the general reading for Scorpio. Welcome to Paula B Energy. I'm so glad that you're here today. Okay, this is a general reading for the sign of Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising signs. So you want to take a look at the other videos for the other parts of your chart to make sure that you get a more full, complete picture of how the energy of the month is going to play out for you. And keep in mind that it is a general reading, so that means that not everything is going to resonate with everyone. That's okay. Take what resonates with you and just leave the rest. It'll be for somebody else. Awesome. Okay, Scorpio, here we go. We need to find out what's coming toward you for the month of February. Now, we're going to start out with a couple of cards for your recent past. That's, energy of the last 6 weeks or so. Then we're going to dive into what your current energy is. Ooh, it looks good. I already see one card I really like. And then we're going to pull up what is your challenges for the month of February. What is your outcomes? And sorry, I'm having trouble shuffling and talking at the same time. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, and finally, what does Spirit have to say? It's because I'm looking at the cards and Spirit's already talking to me and they're getting kind of loud. All right, and then we'll finish up with an oracle card. So I hope you'll stay for that as well. All right, Scorpio, moving into what? Let's see what's going on with you. You've got your first card is Temperance. So the Temperance card is the card of balance. That's what temperance is. To be temperate means to be balanced, to be neither one extreme or the other. Notice that she looks like she's balancing the energies of the sun and the moon in each of those cups. She's carrying cups, so we're talking a little bit about some emotions happening. She is up in the universe, right? So this is big energies. This is a major arcana card. So you may have been balancing some big, heavy stuff. It's been a crazy world, and you are a deep feeler, so that is not surprising. However, in your recent past, you've also got the card of party, Three of Cups. This is time spent with friends, good feelings. Maybe you've met some new people. You're having a good time with them. So it looks like not everything has been, drudgery for you, Scorpio, in the recent past. Keep in mind that when I say recent past, it could be that you're in that current energy right now. Sometimes we're a little ahead or a little behind of what a reading is. That's really normal. Okay, so that's the current energies. The recent past energies, moving to the current energies. I'm super excited about this card because it's the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is the card of luck. I always tell people, you're feeling lucky at this point in more ways than one. Take that however you will. It is also a card of, this card comes halfway through the major arcana. So it is a card of, I've learned some lessons. I'm going to go on and finish learning the big lesson that I have, but I've had some success. And you've had some success, Scorpio. You've had some success with some of the lessons that you've been learning. This is why you're in this lucky period of your life. It's really good astrologically right now for pretty much all the water signs, because a lot of planets are in, a lot of the planets in the North Node is in Pisces right now. So you're going to experience some of that. However, also as part of your current energy, it's not just luck. It's also hard work that is getting you there. You've got the Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles is the energy of earth. It is abundance. It is manifesting resources. And literally what we have here is an apprentice who has made all of these coins that we see up above, and he's working on another one. He is perfecting his work. He's getting better and better and better every time he makes one of those. So this is about continuing to work at what you're good at and getting better and better and better at it. So it's not just all party, and you may have had some party in the past, but it's not all going to be party moving forward, even though you do have that lucky card in there. All right, your challenges for the month, Scorpio. You have the Knight of Wands. Now, Often the Knight of Wands, he is the swiftest knight in the tarot. He is about fire. He's about the energy of action, right? And because he's all about action, he has a tendency to leap before he looks. And I know it doesn't look like he is in the middle of an action at the moment, but what we see in the background with that volcano is a lot of action is happening. And of course, his wand is on fire as well. So your challenge this month, Scorpio, is going to be, don't just jump into something. You're going to probably need to slow down just a little bit and wait before you jump into the action. That's one challenge. Second challenge is going to be Queen of Cups. You're going to need to master those emotions. Don't let them overwhelm you. Isn't that also part of not jumping into something? Because often when we're emotional about something is when we take a leap before we actually stop and think logically, oh, is this a good idea for me to do? Is this a good action for me to take? In her balanced aspect, the Queen of Cups is balanced in her emotions. She feels them. In fact, she feels very, very deeply. She leads from her heart. Look at that golden cup that she is carrying. We see the two little puppies, one on each side of her. It gives us a sense of balance. She looks very calm and controlled, right? So we're talking about someone who has very, very deep feelings, but they don't allow those feelings to just overwhelm them or make them take foolish actions. Okay, now moving into outcomes and what's coming towards you for February, Scorpio. We've got the Five of Pentacles. This is always a message of what are you focusing on? So, this is your outcome card. If you are focusing on what you lack, that is what you will receive. That's pretty much how the universe works. So what we see here is we see a couple of people. They're outside in the cold. They're hungry. They're right outside a church. That's what's being depicted with this big window here in the background. And remember, Pentacles is resources. So what we have here is they are focusing on what they don't have. They don't have resources. They don't have food. They don't have shelter. They don't have warm clothes. And instead, if they would look around, they'd be like, oh, we could go in there. They could go into the church for sanctuary, and they would probably receive a hot meal. They'd certainly get warm out of the cold and probably find some people that would help them inside there. But they're not focusing on that. They're focusing on, woe is me. So whenever this card comes out, this is always an indication. The question always has to be asked, what are you focusing on? This is borne out by the fact that your clarifying card is the Eight of Wands. What are you focusing on? Literally, this is what are your actions working towards? Wands is all about action, fire, drive, passion, our connection to spirit. Notice how all 8 of those wands are going in the same direction. They're going towards the same goal. So this month, it is time for you to focus on what you want to achieve, and then what actions are you taking towards those. If you're not focused on that, if you're focused on what you don't have, and yet you're trying to put actions towards what you want, then that means that your actions and your mental and emotional processes, they're not focused on the same thing. So therefore, the universe cannot bring you what you want. Where your attention goes, energy flows. So if you want to have more energy and you want to be able to achieve what you want, it's time to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. All right. Now, Spirit says, your message from Spirit. You got 2 cards. The first one is the Page of Swords. He looks very, very intent, doesn't he? Pages are messengers in the tarot, and this is a message of truth. He is very serious about this. Swords is air energy, and it has to do with your mental processes, your thoughts. It has to do with logical, clear thinking and being able to see the truth about something. So, being able to focus on what you want instead of what you don't want. And perhaps you have to face up to the fact that maybe you have been focusing on the wrong thing. maybe you are going to have to develop your mental muscles a little bit more so that you can focus on what you do want and stay in positivity. And I think this is borne out by the fact that the clarification card is the devil. Now, upright, the devil speaks of creation, right? The devil is an energy that is manifestation in the material world. It can speak to, it can definitely speak to addictions, bad habits, things that we don't want to do. But as I read cards, that traditionally for me is when the card is reversed. We're upside down. We're not focused on what we need to do. The devil is also the card of artists and creators, and we are all creators because we create in this material world. So when you are able to accept the truth about what to focus on, then you're able to create in the material world in a more balanced way, not in the way that has you going back and forth like a yo-yo. Whew. Okay, man, there's a lot in here. There is a lot in here. Let's talk a little bit about love. So, in the relationship department, I keep saying love, but actually I'd rather like to change that category to relationships because we have all kinds of them. That's because there's different kinds of love, right? So, if you're looking for a relationship of any kind, it looks like that you have actually come to a point where in your relationships, at least in the past, you've been a little bit more balanced about it and not quite so headstrong. That also is borne out by the fact that you've got the Wheel of Fortune here. So I'm going to say that you've had some good times. You got that Three of Cups and the party, but now you're having to kind of really work a little bit more at relationships. And that really is all about marrying these two things. It's about marrying or blending the fire of passion with actual balanced emotions. Okay? And then focusing on what you want. So, in the area of relationships, ask yourself what you're wanting. If it's a friendship, what kind of a friend do I want? What kind of a friend am I? What kind of reciprocity do I want in the relationship? If it's a business relationship, is it equal? Are we both contributing? That applies to all relationships. Are we both equally contributing to the relationship, or is one person giving more than the other person? If there is a lack of reciprocity comes from the word reciprocal. That means giving back or back and forth, right? Each person giving their half of the whole. So if there's no reciprocity, if only one person is giving all the time, eventually that person's well is just going to run dry. Now that might be you, or you might be the person that, is not giving in the relationship. Either way, the relationship cannot work long term if there's no reciprocity. So start analyzing the different relationships in your life to see where's the reciprocity levels. Now that doesn't mean that each person in the relationship is going to be giving the same amount all the time. We have different seasons of life that we are in. So it's more of a give and take, right? It's go forward, go back. So sometimes I might be giving more and you might be taking more. Other times you might be giving more and I might be taking more. So it's a back and forth. But over the course of the relationship, it should be that there is reciprocity happening. This is the time in our evolution that we are looking at reciprocity and really making determinations on, are we balanced in our relationships? And we're leaving behind those relationships that aren't reciprocal. That's okay. That is a transformation that is happening, and that may be happening for you. I think what is going to happen for you is when you get really clear on what it is that you want, the relationships that don't support that are just going to naturally fall away because your actions are all going to be towards what you want. And when your actions, your mind, your thoughts, your heart, your emotions, and your actions are all focused on what you want, then the things that don't support that, they don't have any more support from you energetically, and they just naturally fall away. And it might be time to accept the truth about that. Okay, in the area of health, Looks like you've been doing some good balancing. You did pretty good from the beginning of the year till now. You're in a kind of a celebratory phase. You're feeling pretty lucky and pretty good about it. However, your work isn't done. Keep working. Keep at it. If you've made a good plan and you've been able to stick to it, then you need to stick to it because you're going to reap the rewards of that. Focus on the wins. Focus on what you have accomplished, not how far you have to go, okay? Don't get stuck in the Five of Pentacles, woe is me type of energy, because that's not going to serve you. The energy that's going to serve you is going to be, what's the goal and what are the actions that I'm taking towards it? Okay. Overall, it looks pretty good for health, as long as you don't fall back into bad habits. Definitely, because that's right at the end of your reading. All right, now, excuse me. As far as the wealth category, career, money, finances, all of that, you've been pretty balanced about that. I just heard you need to save more. So, and maybe that's where that lucky card comes in. Maybe you got some money that you can save. As far as careers go, it's time to really focus on your strengths. What are your strengths? Is the job or the work that you are doing, is that in the area of your strengths? Yes, we need to, get better at our weakness, like build up and not have so many weaknesses, right? But really and truly, if we focus on our strengths, we're going to be successful. So are you working in areas that focus on your strengths? And are you getting better and better and better at that each time? Like that apprentice continually learning his trade and getting better till he becomes the master of his trade. And also marrying your head and your heart so that you can focus on what it is that you want to accomplish. I see that this is going to happen, and you're probably going to be getting a message of some kind. So regardless of whether you are in an existing position, in a career, or if you're an entrepreneur, you are going to be getting some sort of communication, because swords are also about communications. You're going to be getting a communication regarding the hard work that you've been doing. Possibly might be even the light bulb moment or the moment of truth where you go, ding, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It looks like your money, your finances situation is going to be good unless you let this situation get out of control. Okay? So don't give in to, oh, I need this new thing, or I got to spend this money here. Stay the course. It's not the time to be extravagant. All right. Whew. Man, Scorpio, you got a lot going on. I'm feeling the energy of it. It's like you got strong energy. I'm here for it all day, but whoo-wee. All right. And we're going to pull an oracle card for you. And I like to do a little bibliomancy. That's where we just pull a card and I'm going to read the card and just let words pop out at me. And that's going to be the message. Your card is kindness. All right. Cultivate consideration and understanding of other people. This may entail a conscious effort to actively care about another person, especially someone who challenges you emotionally or has a strong personality. Make a concerted effort to perk up someone else's day by doing something considerate, good, and loving. Acts of kindness show others that they matter, and that kindness is a choice. Let's see here. Consider how you can spread a little kindness today. All right, I'm also going to add, be kind to yourself as well. We're all learning, we're all growing, and being kind to yourself is going to be really, really important. Thank you, Scorpio, for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I hope you'll join me next month. If you do want to join me next month, please, ding the little notification bell so you can get notified when the new videos come out. I'd love a thumbs up on YouTube. I'm trying to grow the channel, so I hope you'll help me do that. And comment. Let me know how the month went for you. I'd love to hear what happened and how you were able to stay on track. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.